This message was brought to you by Joy FM in partnership with MasterCard Foundation. Talking about COVID-19, we know that COVID-19 has changed the world, but despite the challenges, there are still people getting things done. The spirit of Africanacity is still alive in Ghana. Health workers on the front line are keeping us safe. Many other essential service providers are still doing their jobs to keep us all going. And you're still getting things done across Ghana and Africa, still working, teaching, doing it all, and still using your ingenuity and originality and creativity to make a difference in your little corner. Thanks to you and to everyone getting things done. Your Africanacity inspires us at APSA. But we can only fight a common enemy with a common front. Unity, they say, is strength. And that is why Ghana COVID-19 Private Sector Fund campaign calls on you to welcome recovered COVID-19 patients, frontline workers, and their family with love and not discriminate against them. With every recovered COVID-19 patient, we're close to winning the war against COVID-19. Recovered COVID-19 patients cannot infect other people. So let's show love to them and appreciate the health workers. Say no to stigmatization and yes to love and care. Rejection and depression kills faster than coronavirus. Let's reach out in love and accept them. They deserve it even more in these trying times. End the stigma, let love lead. This campaign is brought to you. It's proudly supported by Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, Ghana Psychological Association, Ghana Medical Association, and the National Commission for Civic Education and the Global Media Alliance.
Contrary to the propaganda, the evidence is that we have also completed and we are working to complete many projects that our government inherited. We have also put in place a solid base of digital infrastructure to propel the digital economy of Ghana. And ladies and gentlemen, I also like to note that we are not just building infrastructure. Anybody can build infrastructure. We are not just building infrastructure. We are building a nation. We are building a nation. We are building all this infrastructure while staying committed to our social contract of providing free senior high school education, creating jobs, transforming agriculture, industrializing the economy, sustaining the National Health Insurance Scheme, digitizing the economy, ensuring public safety of Ghanaians, and keeping the lights on.
Right, so that's Vice President Dr. Bawumia says they're not just building infrastructure, but they are building a nation. Well, Felix Kwachofosu is here. So is Alexander Penyumaking. Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning.
Well, thank you once again.
I believe all of you are fine.
Yeah, we are doing great.
We are good friends.
Yeah, it's refreshing to meet my good friend. A few years ago, we used to have almost weekly verbal joustings on another network.
Oh, okay.
They were refreshing moments, but he's been missing in action.
Today is back.
Apparently, he's been up to a lot of mischief in Ifitu.
Okay.
Every now and then, his name pops up in the news for all the wrong reasons. I hope that he has cogent answers to questions that I'll be posing to him on that matter. But otherwise, it's refreshing.
It's refreshing.
It's refreshing to see him.
You have questions on which matter? On all the things that's because I know you have questions on infrastructure.
Sure, definitely. But when I meet him outside,
it's important. Certain things are discussed off air, so exactly. I can understand. And I like the fact that you two are friends. When you enter the studio, I saw everything. Absolutely. And so the electorates should take a cue from this and not engage in any violence, because the people you are fighting for are friends. When they meet, they enjoy. Anyway, Felix, let me start off with you. So just by way of introductory comments, Dr. Bawumia says they are not just building infrastructure, they are building a nation. And the achievements in infrastructure, if I could borrow the words of the late Professor Mills, is unprecedented in the first term of any government under the Fourth Republic.
Well, I have a friend who says that, or who would describe what Dr. Bawumia did in the following words, that he spoke, but he said nothing.
Oh.
When you say you are building a nation, not just infrastructure, exactly what does it mean? So when others built infrastructure, what were they building? Were they building villages or what? So really, some of those things is just platitudes, rhetoric. That means nothing. The second bit about unprecedented infrastructure, he borrowed it from President Mills. If any party can describe the investments they made in infrastructure as unprecedented, it will be the NDC, not the MPP. The truth, Winston, is that Dr. Bawumia did this encounter under considerable duress because the MPP had come under intense bashing from sections of the public who have accused them of having very little to show, despite having perhaps more resources than all others before them. Indeed, we estimate that they've had access to about 300 billion Ghana cedis in the last 4 years in terms of revenue, from domestic revenue, from borrowing, from external donor assistance, oil revenue, and what have you. And yet the output is so small and insignificant when compared to what they have had, that people have genuinely criticized them and demanded more from them. They also know that because of the NDC's stellar record, President Mahama, President Mills, and the NDC generally have come in for commendation and laudation from members of the public when it comes to infrastructure. And this is seriously impacting the way that people perceive the MPP, and it's going to have a deleterious effect on their electoral fortunes. So there was a certain keenness, if you like, desperation, to show that they had done something. But rather than restrict himself to putting out what little they have done, he veered into areas that are extremely dangerous for the fortunes of the MPP.
What are those areas?
They claim that they have done better than any other government. It's completely false. It is not true. It is not backed by fact. Sector by sector, project for project, quantity, volume, impact, there's no way that the MPP can match President Mahama's record, let alone match President Mills' record. Indeed, Dr. Bawumia said at this event that the 4 years of the MPP was better than the 8 years of the NDC. He said it. President Akufo-Addo has said it before. Leading MPP figures have said it before. I'm telling you, as a matter of fact, on the basis of the evidence, and when we go into it, I'll show you, that they can't even match President Mahama's 4-year tenure, let alone the NDC's entire 8-year tenure when President Mills started with the baton. So that claim is not true. He gave some figures, and on the basis of those figures, I am going to show you what we did, so that you yourself do the deduction and tell me whether or not Dr. Bawumia should be believed when he says that they've done more. Let's go to education, for instance.
Let this be your introductory comment.
Sure.
So let me get to Honorable Afenyo Marking also, and then we'll come to you so that you start from education, and then we get into the discussion. Yes, Honorable Marking.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, and it's good to have such an engagement. Obviously, we cannot have a proper basis to compare, in the sense that the NDC is referring to its 8 years in office and asking us that for 8 years and our 4 years we should compare. So I would look at an absolute situation of where we are coming from 2017 to date. As a party in government, what were promises made in our manifesto, whether or not we've achieved them, whether or not, if any objective journalist picks our manifesto and does the matching and the tracking, he will see that consistently we've lived up to our manifesto promise. After all, you are judged by your manifesto promise, whether or not you are keeping your word. Did we promise free SHS? Yes. Were we told that free SHS was not feasible and practically impossible to implement? Yes, we were told. Did we talk about one district, one factory? Were we told it's impossible? Yes, we were told it's impossible. Have we initiated? Are we seeing successes? The one village, one dam. Have we started? Investment in the agriculture sector. Are there signs of such investment being made? When Bawumia talks about building a nation and not just infrastructure, he's talking about ensuring that the fundamentals are well grounded. That will be the premises upon which you will develop the country. So all the interventions being made in the ICT sector, you know, really, our friends had the opportunity. They could have done it and done it better. But look, they could tell us that, look, as for this, it's impossible. Let's look at the health sector. The recruitment. For many years, we had a backlog. In real terms, we've cleared the backlog. The numbers are there. The fact check will tell you that, look, before we came into office, we had so many of these graduates sitting at home. Today, Is it the same? The tracker will be there. You can verify and validate. So I expect that in a competition like this, our friends would attempt to say something. Now let's come to leadership. You see, the NDC has been that inconsistent. I have asked them time without number. Point to us a social intervention program initiated and successfully implemented. They have none. And I will be happy to challenge Felix on this morning. 2, we had a Mills era and a Mahama era all under NDC. We have not had a Mahama contestant as an independent candidate. It has been an NDC 8 years. It has been an NDC manifesto. And they try to say that, oh, it is Mahama who did this. Did it in what? He was a vice president. He said himself that the president at the time gave him every opportunity. Heading the economic management team, he was more or less the de facto leader. He said so when he took over. Now you ask yourself, let's track it. Have you demonstrated firmness in leadership rather than your flip-flopping? What is it that Mr. Mahama is bringing on board in the so-called new NDC? Why? Is it a try and error? You've gone, you've corrected your mistakes. You are coming to do what? When you had the opportunity for 8 years, vice president, president, now you are saying that, oh, I've seen some mistakes. I'm now coming up with new ideas. What new ideas do you have that your 8 years you could not?
Now, when you say that the NDC is inviting you to compare their 8 years, the vice president has actually said the MPP's 3.5 years is better than the NDC's 8 years.
He's grounding that argument on the basis of their own invitation. Because you see, they had 8 years. In that 8 years, somebody talked about the possibility, the likelihood of he introducing and implementing a free SHS. For 8 years, they said, no, this is impossible. However, when this man had the opportunity, first year, he boldly, ambitiously took that path. Are we having free SHS today? In spite of the initial infrastructure challenges, this man did not give up. He went ahead to implement it. As we speak, let's do secondary school by secondary school. Is it the case that there is zero infrastructure investment in secondary schools? No. You go to my own constituency. I'm not interested in some other constituencies. I'm just talking about Winisec. In terms of desk, the government has given not less than 3,000 desks. There is a new assembly hall. There is a construction, of a dormitory. They had a problem with a place of convenience. That has been done. The investment that has been made at Winisec, teachers have been supplied laptops. Every single teacher at Winneba Secondary School has a laptop to teach. I am saying that go round. There are e-blocks that they abandoned, or the e-blocks that people got the contract and could not execute. Ask yourself whether or not the government and the NAPO has been able to ensure that these constructions have taken place. Let's deal with the fact. Then again, the same free SHS. They say that, oh, it is not sustainable. But I heard President Mahama saying that, oh, they introduced free SHS. How did you introduce it? What form of free SHS did you introduce? So I am worried about the inconsistency. I am worried about the sudden ambitious pronouncement, the loud talk, and the NDC claiming that, oh, they did 8 years. We are in our first term, 4 years. They should come back. Question is, come back and do what? Come back with the so-called corrections, or voters should concentrate and give this government the opportunity to roll out in full.
Let me get to...
So that there will be a basis to make a comparison.
So let's start a comparison.
Today, you cannot say that your 8 years, we have failed Ghanaians. You cannot. The nursing training allowance, the teacher training allowances, you said it. clearly, emphatically,
Honorable
that
Aponyo
these cannot
So let's
be
start.
restored.
Let's start.
And we have done so.
Let's start. So Felix, you're going to start with
So, is it ways like this
education.
This
Yes.
is essentially an infrastructure debate.
Yes.
There will be another opportunity to speak about social intervention and all the other political issues
But he brought education.
Oh yes.
What is
I'm going to speak
infrastructure
about-
debate?
Yes.
It's an all-inclusive debate.
Exactly.
We are doing a we want the electorate to understand. If you would want to run away from
No.
your government, you said that
hold on.
you started free SHS. Let us do the fact check.
Okay.
Did you start free SHS?
So
No.
hold on.
Have we introduced free SHS? Have you consistently implemented? Have we sustained
Honorable
it?
Marking, I'll get to you.
let's deal with the facts.
Hold on, Honorable Marking, I'll get to you. Yes,
This
Felix.
is an infrastructure debate, so
Yes.
we will stick to it. There will be plenty of time to speak about social interventions. But just so that he knows, his own education minister only last week said that he had paid some 30 million Ghana cedi debt that we left because we started implementing free SHS. His own.
He never
education-
said so. Please.
Don't worry.
Felix,
I'll
let's don't put words in his mouth. I mean, you know, Felix, if we don't set the standard high, I mean, this platform is not for propaganda.
Please, hold on.
Let's deal with the issue so that people will enjoy this debate.
every
Napo never said you introduce free SHS.
Every statement made here will be fact checked.
Thank you so much.
So let's go ahead.
Listen, he stood on the floor of parliament and said that he had paid a 30 million Ghana cedi debt we left as a result of the start of the free SHS program.
As a result of what you termed as progressive.
Exactly. So that is the
SHS.
point. But that's free SHS.
Progressive.
But that is progressive. When they came to power,
Okay.
did they not start
So,
progressive?
go ahead.
Did they not start with first year students? Was it a full rollout? No.
Let's go. Go
now
ahead.
again, we have said that President Mohammed's 4 years is much better than President Akufo-Addo's 4 years. They have claimed that their 4 years is better than our 8 years. I'm going to provide you facts and figures that show that both claims are false. That is, the fact that they are even better than President Mahama and better than the entire 8 years of the NDC. Let's start with education.
Okay.
When you go to education, the events that Dr. Bawumia addressed 2 days ago, when you look at the slides that were put up, and they put them out after the program, he says that their total investment in education, in terms of physical structures, amounts to some 2,700 or so projects at all levels, basic, secondary, and tertiary. And that out of that, they had completed 1,025 or so.
Yeah,
Yes.
1,253.
They've completed 1,253.
Yes.
Great. Winston, at the KG level alone, we did 1,347 blocks, kindergarten blocks. If you come to the basic level, and just so that they have an idea about what they will be up against if they ever compare their 4 years to our 8 years. Since 2010, no, let me finish.
Yes, go ahead.
Since 2010,
Mhm.
we, between 2010 and 2016, a total of 2,931 basic school blocks were initiated, out of which 2,031 were completed. At the JHS level, 1,129 school blocks were completed. At SHS level, over 1,000 school blocks were completed. An additional 180 dormitories were completed. And a host of other auxiliary facilities that I will not go into because they are not classroom blocks. If you put that together, over an 8-year period, that is close to 5,000 classroom blocks. If you take President Mohammed's 4 years, that is over 3,000 classroom blocks. How can you compare that to 1,725 you said?
Yes, that's
Absolutely.
Those have been completed.
Absolutely.
1,253.
So what is the basis for it? Now let's come to secondary education. Just secondary education. I don't know whether you have the slide that they put out, but they claim that they were building, 3 senior high schools, and that they had completed 1. You can verify that.
Yes, I'll verify that.
And let me have the figures. Now, we know for a fact that we completed 46 community day schools. Out of 80 that had gotten off the ground by the time we were leaving power. Even those 80 were part of 123 that were at different stages of completion. So let us just isolate the 46 that we completed and say that that's all that we did in the 4 years of President Mahama. That is more than 10 times what President Akufo-Addo has done in secondary education in terms of building secondary schools, not classroom blocks. Now let us go to university education at the tertiary level. They say that President Akufo-Addo has no university, and it is true. He has no university to his name. President Mahama has the University of Environment and Sustainable Development to his name. President Mills has 2, the University of Energy and Natural Resources in Sunyani and the University of Health and Allied Sciences in Sokode. So that is it for education. There's no basis for comparison, either on a 4-year basis or an 8-year basis. Let us come to health. Again, if you pull out the slide that they put out, if I'm not mistaken, they speak about some 600 health projects. Out of it, 400 or so.
Well, so if I look at housing, is it health you're talking about?
Health.
Okay, so let me get to the health infrastructure shortly. Yes, make your point.
Yes. They speak about some 600 or so projects. Out of which 424 or so are CHIPS compounds. Now, we have 1,600 CHIPS compounds in President Mahama's name. In addition to this,
so health is a total of 673.
Sure.
Completed 378.
Okay.
Ongoing 295.
Good. We have just CHIPS compounds alone. We have 1,600. President Mahama, in his 4-year tenure, has 22 polyclinics. President Mills had 10. If you add it, it will be 32. How many polyclinics do they say they have? They have 2. Again, if you come to district hospitals, we have 14. The only district hospital that President Akufo-Addo.
Polyclinics, 4 completed, 3 ongoing.
Well, we have 32 over 8 years. In 4 years of President Mahama, he had 22. Now, if you go to, what do you call it, district hospitals, only yesterday, President Akufo-Addo cut the sword for the first district hospital he's going to construct. We have 14. If you come to regional hospitals, President Mahama has the regional hospital, which is a Greater Accra Regional Hospital. President Akufo-Addo has none. We have the University of Ghana Medical Center, which is a tertiary quaternary hospital. President Akufo-Addo has none. There is the institutional hospitals, the Maritime Hospital and the Bank of Ghana Hospital. President Akufo-Addo has none. So really, what is the basis for comparison in the area of health, either over a 4-year or 8-year tenure? Let me come to housing, which is less known to many people. You spoke about the slide there. They speak about some 600 projects, all attributed to the State Housing Corporation.
Yes, so let me get to housing.
Please, I want you to give me the
housing, public housing projects completed 2, ongoing 14, staff accommodation 170.
No, you just lumped it.
So total is 1,229, completed 232, ongoing 997.
Now, under President Mahama, just President Mahama, I'm not going to talk about the continuation of President Kufuor's affordable housing projects. We continued some. But I'm talking about what President Mahama started himself. There's a Saglemi project, which is almost complete. But for the decision of the MPP to abandon it, that project has a total of 1,504 housing units. There's a project called the Nyamedua Estates Project, which is a collaboration between government and a private entity, which yielded 240 housing units. There's the Security Services Housing Scheme 1, Phase 1 and 2, which yielded a total of 504 housing units. There's the Ketasi Defense Housing Project, which yielded 836 housing units. There's the new Labadi Village Housing Project, which yielded 100. And then TDC together did about 100. If you put this together, we are talking of in excess of 3,000 housing units. How many did President Akufo-Addo say they started?
In total, 1,200.
They have started in total 1,300.
Yes.
We completed 3,000 and above. So what is the basis for comparison? He is in the water.
But you just admitted that the Saglemi housing project was not.
Yeah, but it's almost done.
Yes, it was not complete.
Yeah, but the point is that it's almost done. If it's about 90% complete, you just need a few brush ups for people to occupy it. If you decide to leave it for 3 years to rot, that is the criticism that President Akufo-Addo has to shoulder. But when you mentioned the 1,300 or so, they said they had started and completed about what? 300.
They've completed 230.
230. So look at the disparity. Look at the gulf. Look at the gap. Let's talk about communications. And he was talking about communications. I used to be at the communications ministry as deputy minister. The biggest investments in communication were done under President Mahama. We have the largest data center in West Africa. It is located beneath the Ministry of Communications building, which itself is the handiwork of President Mahama. It has 500 racks, making it easily the largest in West Africa. We did the 521-kilometer fiber optic backbone, which goes through the entire Eastern Corridor, about 21 districts, which has opened up that corridor and bridged what we call the digital divide. We have over 100 community information centers, and I'm very proud that there's one of them sited in my hometown at Abakrampa in the Abra Sebu Kamankese district, which makes it the largest ICT facility in the entire district. The Accra Digital Center is a direct product of President Mahama's handiwork. He spent $8 million on that particular project. And I could go on and on. Look, these days they talk about digitization as if it is something extraordinary. We invested over $100 million in the e-Transform project. So we have e-parliament, and that is the reason why these days they don't use papers in parliament. They have this thing in front of them that they coordinate all their communications through. We had e-judiciary. We made it possible for judges to sit in Accra and confer with their colleagues in other regions through teleconferencing. When you go to the Kotoka International Airport, the e-gates that you put your passport on, it scans and opens for you. It's a direct product of that digitization effort under President Mahama. This is not matched by the MPP. So when they say that either on a 4 or 8 year basis, they have done more than the NDC, it is simply not true. He is in the water sector. What is it that President Akufo-Addo has done in water that is so significant? Over an 8 year period, we increased water production by 20%. We ensured that water production increased by over 100 million gallons a day. One of the projects is the desalination plant at Teshie, which they have closed, claiming that Ghana Water has to subsidize that company in order to produce water for about 500,000 people living in the eastern enclave of Accra. What significant project has President Akufo-Addo done to date that matches that single project? It produces 9 million gallons of water a day. I have not even spoken about the Insawam Water Project, the Esashi Water Project, the Achimoda Winneba Akwitia Water Project, which passes through his constituency and provides water for thousands of people. The 5 Towns Water Project, which ensured that water got to Chebi, Osinase, and 3 other communities in the eastern region. When you put that together, we provide water for 7 million additional Ghanaians. Indeed, check the website of the Sanitation Ministry. You will find that water production or water, access, moved from 56% in 2008 to 76% by 2015. Today, if you go to that same place and you check, it has dropped to 69% because President Akufo-Addo has underinvested in water production. When you come to roads, the biggest projects in roads.
So please hold on, we'll come back to the roads.
Under President Mahama.
We'll get to the roads later. Sure. I need to bring in Honorable Apenyo-Markin. Yes, Honorable Apenyo-Markin, your reactions. He's talked about the projects being embarked on and says that even Mahama's 4 years, you can't compare.
Okay, so let me start with a quick correction. The desalination plant has not been shut. The issue of the desalination being the costs was discussed, and the ministry had to take steps to ensure that there's value for money. And that has led to even a new agreement being signed to ensure that Ghana Water get the best. So if he says that the desal plant has been shut down, that can best be for the gallery.
So you opened it during the corona pandemic.
No,
yes.
No.
If
you want to debate on facts, please just take it easy so that you don't embarrass yourself.
No.
Please, don't embarrass yourself.
Yes.
Now,
go ahead.
You had 8 years without a financial sector crisis, and it's important that we put that on record. Within your 8 years, you supervised a financial sector where all manner of things happened. Upon assumption of office, we had this crisis. Now, as we speak, monies that have gone into the payment of depositors' funds, which according to them in 2016, Bank of Ghana's poor supervision had led to mushroom financial institutions coming into place, shareholders abusing state interventions, even to revive their own companies. Today, if you look at the over 5 billion being paid to depositors, over 5 billion being paid to depositors, as against the same money, if your government had been that diligent in supervising that sector, would have used for infrastructure development, then you better don't even take a step in criticizing.
Are you by this admitting that your inability to engage in embark on infrastructure development as a result of this, and by extension saying that they've done better?
That is not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I am saying that when we premise our argument on building a nation, we are talking about an all-inclusive intervention, including giving you back your lost money.
Great. So let's get to the infrastructure bit, which the Vice President says the NPP's record is unmatched.
Very well.
Good.
So now, you see, they try to draw a distinction say that, oh, Mills and Mahama. But yesterday, when they were arguing, they were all talking about Mahama. Now let me ask a very simple question. Felix, you had 8 years. You introduced a green book. In 2016, we went into an election. These figures that you are pointing out, I will be happy for these figures to be made available for us to do your fact checks.
Many of them are in the green book.
No. You see, because you cannot come and then be throwing out figures when you yourself, there is no, because Bawumia has given you fact and figures. He's saying that, oh, we have constructed so many number of classroom blocks. We have done this particular thing. He's gone ahead to say that this percentage is what we have completed. I am saying that you just don't come and sit and say, oh, we did 1,400 as against 600. 1,400 at where and where and where. We document, no, it's important.
Please hold on.
We document would we use to confirm the 1,400? Where are we finding the 1,400 kgs and whatnot that you are talking about? So it is not enough to generalize. When the man has given you specifics, and when he held his press conference, all of you heard it. He provided specifics. What I expect Felix to do is to, when he came here, to tell us that, oh, the man mentioned names. The Minister of Education, he has provided. And this is something that they never did. If you go to infrastructure, this is what Napo has said. Listen, Minister of Education, infrastructure interventions. He's giving you data. He's not just talking. The data is here. Categorization of basic school interventions.
Okay.
He's giving Ashanti, Ahafo, Bono, all the 16 regions. KG blocks, he's giving 33. Classroom, 3 units, 23. 6 classroom, 124. Then he's giving you a total of 224, by way of example. I am challenging the NDC for their 8 years. They should produce a single document that tells us that within the 8 years, these were the number of infrastructure investment they did. It's not just running your mouth. I am saying that. Saying that we have provided you a reliable data. Joy FM can only ascertain objectively what we are saying and what they are saying by demanding from them, because what Dr. Bawumia has done is to give you the fact for you to go and cross-check. It is for them to now also provide us boldly, sector by sector, what they did and what they have. In that green book, you and I know that green book is a questionable document. That green book has no reliable data because what they said at the time, many people said that, it's either you were showing us mere pictures or that, some did not even exist. I am saying that it's not too late for you. Dr. Bawumia came out boldly. It's not too late for you. For you to come out and now categorize, give us the actual data where people can now go and check.
Okay.
I mean, it's as simple as that. But if you go on and on and on, and then I'll come back to the health sector.
Okay.
Listen, the NHIS, they told us in 2009, and I'm sure they don't want to talk about it at all, that there was going to be an intervention where people were going to pay just a premium without more, just one-time premium.
But honorable,
let me make the point.
You make your point, and I am back to the
I am telling you that, you see, the NDC is known for its political rhetorics, and if you are not careful, individuals like my good friend Felix will smartly, bulldoze through some, language to mislead you. If you pin them down to specifics, you will see them running. I'm saying that your own manifesto for 2008 campaign, what you told us in terms of what you were going to do for the health sector, you said Okufo has introduced health insurance policy. When you come, it's going to be a one-time premium.
Okay.
You could not do it.
So that's more like a...
And then when...
That's more of a social intervention program.
Of course, and social intervention is linked to infrastructure.
Yes, I know. But
you cannot introduce a social intervention. Hold on a second. You cannot introduce a social intervention without matching it with infrastructure. And I am saying that our trump card today, by saying that we are building a nation, is our investment in the human resource sector of this economy. What is that? By ensuring that a chunk of our children get education.
Good.
By saying so, we have demonstrated practically what we can do, and we have so done.
Okay.
We have done so. If you come to the private sector, look, you are solving a banking sector crisis. You needed to clean up. You have introduced the entrepreneurship policy where small businesses, you see, this is not an issue of somebody sitting somewhere and showing pictures. You know that those interventions that individuals are getting capital to invest, we are seeing it.
Okay. We need to go for a short break, but what we're going to do after the break, now, if you look at the deliverytracker.gov.gh,
right,
for instance, in terms of education, and I'm on the website now, total 2,700, completed 1,253, ongoing 1,447. Yes, truth is, if you look at that particular website, you will see the projects that the government says they're doing. And so, if you go there, for instance, there's Fantiakwa, South District, Eastern Region, completed one, 6-unit classroom block at New Nsutim in the Fantiakwa South District. What we are going to be doing after the break, as we get to the infrastructure debate also, you've asked a very important question. You want Felix to provide a record of where the projects are. Hold on a minute. When we return after this break, we'll get into that particular conversation. It's the infrastructure debate here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7. I'm Winston Amoa. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.
What would you do if you have the choice to do anything in life? Build your dream house, take very good care of your family, and plan for a comfortable retirement. Plan a befitting funeral for your loved ones when they depart. How would you live if you knew there was a friend waiting to support you on all of your life's choices?
You have such a friend in Glyco Life Insurance. Glyco Life has all the plans to meet your life's needs. Your child's education, your life savings, your mortgage, funerals, redundancy, and your retirement, and takes the burden off your shoulders. So go ahead and live life to the fullest today with Glyco Life Insurance plans. And remember that all our policies are hedged against inflation. Talk to Glyco Life on 0302 218 500 or 246 142. Also visit our website at www.glycolife.com or any of our branches nationwide for more information.
Glyco Life, we cushion you for life.
Glyco, we cushion you for life.
Accidents do happen. It could be a motor accident, a sudden heart attack, or even a stroke, or any other health emergency. The first steps you take are very critical. Should you be involved in or witness an accident, call 112 for the fastest ambulance response. With over 300 well-equipped ambulances all over Ghana, you are assured of the fastest response to your emergency calls. Call 112 during critical health emergencies and save your life and that of your family and loved ones. 112, help will come. 112, we are safe. Avoid prank calls as they can lead to loss of life of persons in actual need of help. Be a responsible citizen.
The European domestic football action is heading for a big finish as the 2020 UEFA Champions League takes center stage. It's all on the line as Man City, PSG, Barcelona, Juventus, Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid face off in an action-packed mini-tournament. Catch it live on SuperSport from the 7th of August. Get DSTV and find out who will be crowned champions of Europe.
Oh my goodness, you cannot write the script for this. This is unbelievable stuff. Syndicated Capital introduces the Silent Night range of luxury mattresses and pillows. And for the first time, the Silent Night pregnancy and nursing pillows crafted to provide exceptional relief for your legs, belly, and back during pregnancy, as well as amazing back support feeding your baby. No more sleepless nights and no more hustle with breastfeeding. Check out the Super Pillow Top Orthopedic Mattress, made with 12 inches of memory foam cushioning, providing unparalleled comfort and guaranteed to last for 20 years. No mattress comes close in comfort and support. Also available are high-quality bird sheets, reversible quills, a large collection of orthopedic pillows and luxurious towels at unbelievable prices. Silent Night products are available at all Melcom shops, game stores, and Silent Night showrooms at Tema, Asylum Down, Adenta, Spintex Road, and Kumasi behind Ninshia Palace, or call 0302-242532 or 050-131-5776. Silent Night. Sleep like never before.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is
But you know it's time to bring some life to your home. And so Edric Limited, distributors of Whirlpool Appliances, is back again with another way to make your life easier and more comfortable. Enjoy the best hire purchase scheme anyone could offer. It's the best deal for salaried workers, business individuals, and that's how it works. Just buy any appliance ranging from Edric Limited, be it split air conditioners, fridges, freezers, cookers, microwaves, ovens, washing machines, and more, and pay within 3 to 12 months with no interest at all. Yes, you heard right, no interest at all. And so for further inquiries, please call us on 0302778126 or 0243690034. Edric Whirlpool Home Appliance, steel, no size, options do apply.
When we understand, Almighty God is the living man. You can fool some.
And you can transact conveniently in this COVID era with an instant card issued by GCB Bank. Make payments, shop online, withdraw cash, get mini statements, and more with GCB cards. Now, you don't have to wait another day to collect your bank card. Get it in a few minutes from any GCB branch, be it MasterCard, Visa, Union Pay, International, GCB Ready Cash, and eSwitch cards. Get it right there when you apply for it. Transact on the over 300 plus GCB ATMs nationwide, other bank ATMs, POS machines at merchant points, and online for your international purchases and payments. Apply for your GCB card today. GCB cards as instant as now. GCB, your bank for life. Right, so let's continue with the conversation now. And so I'm getting to you, Felix, and I'll get to honorable marking. But when I come back to honorable marking, because the NPP called for this debate, one of the things I'd love us to do, apart from all the social interventions, is to focus on the infrastructure. The NPP says the infrastructure record is unmatched, and so would want us to get into how the NPP would justify that. But Felix, yes.
For the avoidance of doubt.
Yes, but you too, before we continue. Sure. So you made a comment. I have the Green Book here.
Sure.
You say the projects are in the Green Book.
Oh yeah, I'll come to. Don't worry.
Okay, so when you mention the page number, then I can cross check it. Sure.
Don't worry.
Go ahead.
Listen, for the avoidance of doubt.
Yes.
The tertiary desalination plant was shut down for alleged contract renegotiation on 1st January 2018. This was widely reported. A statement was issued to the effect by Mr. Stanley Mate, who is the public affairs director of the Ghana Water Company Limited. I know that because of the advent of the corona pandemic, it was opened to ensure that people get water. But it is clear. I don't know what.
Hold on, Honorable Marquis.
I don't.
Is it not true that it was shut down?
It was never shut down.
Now, the Ghana Water Company issued a statement that it has been shut down.
Wait. Felix.
Okay, let me finish.
Let's be fair to listen.
When it gets your take,
it has been shut down not even more than once.
But it was shut down.
No. You said that it was. Listen, Felix. I mean, people are listening.
Sure.
You said it was shut down, but open for operation because of COVID.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that is not true.
So what happened?
Don't tell me what happened when you have, you know why somebody has done this. So don't relate it to COVID.
Hold on.
Don't say because of COVID.
Hold on, please. Hold on, gentlemen.
Don't ask me what you don't know.
Hold on. So just by way of information, what happened?
It was in operation before the COVID.
You are board chairman of Ghana Water Company.
I chaired the board. I am saying.
When was it?
I am saying that at the time of the COVID, the Teshie Desal plant was in operation. Check your fact work. Don't ask me. I am saying that it was in operation.
Anyway, okay, let's go on.
If we know when the COVID started, and I'm telling you that it was in operation before.
Okay, so let's move on. But it's easier if you tell us when it was open.
I'm saying that it's been in operation before, long before. Of course.
Which year? It was shut down in 2018. When was it open?
2018 it was shut down. 2019 it was shut down. If you are talking about a shutdown, it's not once as if when we came into office. Listen, in context, the impression you wanted to create out there was that, they constructed the Desal plant. Upon coming into office, we shut it down.
Yes.
And we only opened the place up for operation because of COVID. And I'm saying that is false.
Okay, so Honorable President has not told us that. Let's move on.
Okay, great. You see, Winston, again, my friend is walking the same slippery slope that President Akufo-Addo walked when he claimed that the projects in the Green Book could not be verified. You recall that embarrassing situation at Tema, where he said that the Green Book was filled with artist impressions and that the project did not exist. But forgetting that just a few weeks earlier, he had gone to inspect some of the significant projects in the Green Book. He had gone to RAID to check on their preparedness for Corona. He had gone to the Terminal 3 to check on the preparedness for Corona. So he was left hugely embarrassed by that. My friend is going down the same slope. Every project spoken about in the Green Book exists. Now, apart from the Green Book, he spoke about showing where the school projects are. Apart from the Green Book, there's another publication by the Ministry of Education, which they call 4 Years of Equitable Access to Quality Education, 2013 to 2016, a picture book. And it is here, if your production team can capture it. Between pages 202 and 275, we provide a full list.
Let me have a look at it. So let me look at it.
We provide a full list of the school blocks mentioned in the book. So there's no dispute about whether or not the projects do exist. Again,
no, in terms of the numbers, you see.
Yes, but
my brother.
Oh no, please hold on. Please hold on. Please hold on. I have the book in front of me.
Thank you.
And I would check. I am checking. So you don't worry. So I have the list here. So let's go ahead, please.
Good. So when you come to health, for instance, who doesn't know that RAID hospital exists? Who doesn't know that there are 10 polyclinics in the central region, funded by President Mahama? Who doesn't know that there's a polyclinic going on at Bole, which President Mahama left, bequeathed to President Akufo-Addo? Who doesn't know that there's one going on at Solatuna Kaba? Who doesn't know that there's one at Hueta? Who doesn't know of the district hospital at Shai Osudoku? So when you say the projects don't exist, exactly what do you mean? When I spoke about the Saglemi housing, you even drew my attention that it was not fully completed. It is because you know that the project exists, don't you?
Sure.
Who doesn't know that the Security Services Agency's project exists? Indeed, it was commissioned by Dr. Baumia sometime last year or the year before.
Yes.
So how can you dispute what everybody knows to be true? And I think this is an infrastructure debate. We can have a full debate on what you call social interventions and other policies and interventions by government, but this is an infrastructure debate. And Winston, to further buttress the point about the superiority of the NDC when it comes to infrastructure, let us take another slide that Dr. Baumia presented. This time, what he calls airports, but I will call it aviation because aviation goes beyond just having airports. Now, the biggest achievement of President Akufo-Addo, according to Dr. Baumia, is 90% completion rate of the Kumasi Airport project, phases 2 and 3, 90%. And then he speaks about the expansion of the Sunyani Airport, and then I think phase 2 and 3, so phase 3 of the Tamale International Airport. These are the 3 things that he highlighted. Let me start with the Kumasi International Airport. Even that, President Mahama takes greater credit than President Akufo-Addo because it's a 3-phase project. Phase 1 was completed by President Mahama. It cost $24 million. Phase 2 cost $65 million, which President Mahama found had Parliament approved and cut short for on 5th December 2016. Now, President Akufo-Addo found $53 million for phase 3, but phase 2 and 3 are designed such that they are being constructed concurrently. Phase 3 enables the terminal, which is going to build under phase 2, to have air bridges and what have you, and other significant facilities. So even there, President Mahama takes the lion's share. In addition to this, President Mahama has the rehabilitation of the Terminal 2 building in Kotoka International Airport, the Arrival Hall, which makes it world-class and comparable to any Arrival Hall anywhere in the world. In addition to this is the ultra-modern Terminal 3, which has made Ghana Airport so attractive and so efficient in terms of customer service that it has been ranked as the most customer-friendly airport in Africa. It is certainly the best best airport terminal in West Africa today. In addition to this, President Mahama built an entirely new airport in Ho. In addition to that, he expanded the Wa airstrip. Now compare this that he did over the 4-year period to what President Akufo-Addo is saying that he has done. And you see that there's no room for comparison. Again, in the same transport sector, let's come to maritime. The biggest single investment in the maritime sector, perhaps in the history of Ghana, occurred under President Mahama. It is the MPS Terminal 3, which is a BOOT, Build, Operate, Transfer, which is a financial model that governments can use to get projects done. They build it, operate it on time, and then it reverts to the government of Ghana. Even in between that period, there is a sharing of the proceeds. That terminal has ensured that the Tema Port is now the second largest in West Africa after the Lagos Port. In addition to this, even before the Tema Port expansion involving MPS, there was another expansion where they built a new jetty to expand the port to give access to larger ships. In addition to this, there was a 300 million euro Takoradi Port expansion project, phase 1, which was completed and makes it possible for larger vessels to dock at the port. In addition to that, President Mahama found money, another 300 million euros for phase 2, except that when President Akufo-Addo came to power, he set that deal aside and went into another deal which was done under very shady circumstances. We can get into it another time. In addition to that, President Mahama did the Albert Bosomtwe fishing harbour, expanded it, modernized it in Sekondi. That is for maritime. Now let's come to railways. The 2 most significant railway projects under the Fourth Republic are these. Is the Kojo-Krom Sekondi Takoradi rail project. It's a 17.5 kilometer rail project. But it is significant to the extent that it has 3 modern terminals. It was completed in November 2016 and commissioned by President Mahama. The single largest rail project under the Fourth Republic is the Tema to Akosomo, or if you like Tema to Mpakadan rail project. It's a 94-kilometer project. $398 million was sourced, approved by Parliament, and the agreement signed under President Mahama. President Akufo-Addo simply took the money and had the project constructed. So credit goes to President Mahama for it. These are the most significant projects in the rail sector. Again, when it comes to the transport sector, I mean road transport involving buses. You know about the Ayalolo bus system and the Metro Master, what was the investments that were done there. If you come to the energy sector, the most significant investment in the energy sector to date is the Tuabo gas processing plant, which processes 180 million standard cubic feet of gas a day and powers large sections of our thermal equipment in the western enclave of our country. That thermal plant has contributed significantly to the stabilization of power supply. In addition to this, we expanded electricity generation capacity.
But that thermal plant started under Professor Mills.
Which one?
That
oh yes, no, but I spoke to you about even on a 4 or 8 year basis, we trumped them. But let me tell you what President Mahama did. You know, he added close to 2,200 megawatts of power, such that today, from being criticized for supervising shortages in power, he is being criticized for giving us too much excess capacity. And you recall that even at this program, Dr. Bamia claimed that we were paying $1 billion because of excess capacity. That is the vision of the man. He more than doubled our generation capacity as president.
Okay.
There was the Ameri project, there was the car powership project, there was SEN, there was the phase 2 of Asogli. So really, let
me get to Honorable Afenyo Marking. But before I get to Honorable Marking, let me just say that the book in front of me lists the projects on regional basis basic education, senior secondary school. So if you look at the Ashanti region, for instance, it talks about 168 basic level projects funded by Get Fund. The school name is mentioned here. So if you, for instance, if you go to Adanse North, we have the Bodjosongo Islamic Primary School. We have the Boko DA School.
So, for instance,
and they are here. Yes. Just by way of information.
Okay.
Yes. So go ahead. The projects are here.
This is what I want us to do. We invited them to this debate.
Exactly. So
because we wanted to be an issue-based campaign.
Exactly.
So, for instance, let's simply go to this. This is what I want us to do. For us to do the fact check. If you come to health infrastructure, these are the facts. Chip compound, 243 completed, ongoing 186, clinics 23, 42 ongoing, 23 completed. You come to maternity blocks, you're talking about 36 completed, 19 ongoing, staff accommodation 68, 43 ongoing. Then you have grand total 378 completed, 295 ongoing. Now I would want to invite Felix, okay, whether under Mills or under Mahama, he should provide us, because we are talking about 4 years, whether under Mills or Mahama, he should provide us with a matching data, so that it could be, because you see, if you allow him to, we did this, we did that, that's not what we are interested in. Okay, we have given you specific, so pick the green book, pick the green book, because you see, we said, what Dr. Baumia said was that, look, we've laid a foundation. We have done infrastructure, and when it comes to infrastructure, we are second to none. They cannot match us. Now they are challenging us and saying that no, this is not true. We did better. If so, go back. Maybe you can quickly. You are doing your manifesto. I expect their team to quickly put together for us to do the fact check under health. We have given you the numbers. So tell us specifically that, yes, we are saying that chip compounds within 4 years, 243 completed. In your time, within 4 years of either Mahama or Mills, you did 1,000 completed. This is the only basis upon which...
said that.
No, I'm saying, where are they? Oh, where is it? That's the green book. Check which page.
Is there no polyclinic?
No, check. Oh, come on. Hold on. Now let's come to the...
Hold on 1 minute.
If we don't do this,
so what? Hold on.
We'll just be talking.
You've thrown the challenge. Now, when you threw the challenge on education, he provided the data.
Hold on.
So per the data on, you said you should provide the data. He provided the data indicating schools that had been built under the NDC administration. And so, are you?
So let's look at.
Do you now agree? I'm just asking a question. So, having listened to him, pulling the educational data, you agree that the number that they've built is more than the NPP?
No, and I'll explain to you
why.
First of all, they should tell us, because they were in office for 8 years.
This is from 2013 to 2016.
Oh, wait. He should open the page.
200.
Right.
I have seen it. So
right.
Page 200.
And then on what basis does it say that within that period, what figure did we give and what figure are they giving? No. Because if we don't,
you have given 2,700.
If we don't pin,
they are giving close to about 5,000 projects, and they are numbered in there, which I have seen.
No.
And please hold on. And I am saying that. So
5,000 of what?
School infrastructure.
Okay, you see, boss. When we talk about school wait. Let's have a good debate. When you talk about school infrastructure, the 2,700 breakdown that we're giving, if you have a library, if you have a dormitory, if you have an assembly hall, okay, you're putting them together. So in a particular school, you have 5 there. Let's deal with libraries. Let's deal with dormitories. Let's deal with assembly hall. So, for instance, in their own E-block, they promised 200. They promised 200 for 4 years. How many did they deliver? Less than 40.
Okay.
Completed. For instance, Atetu, there's a community in Efutu called Atetu. They captured it as having done that project. But if you go there, not even a sword was cut.
Having done which project?
You said you have e-blocks, the e-blocks that you put.
So let me just come in at this point.
Yes.
No, because you make the point. So I'm looking at delivering our promises, the delivery tracker.gov.gh, and in education, North Danyi District. It's one of the projects that has been completed. It says completed construction of kitchen facility at Vakbo SHS at Vakbo in the North Danyi District. Category education status completed, and it's counted as part of your educational infrastructure.
Yes, because it serves.
And it is part of the 2,700 educational infrastructure. So if they also bring all of that out, isn't it the same as you have done? And thus can say that we have done more.
You know what?
Tell me.
Let me come to this. Let me give you a further breakdown. You see, if you come, we are dealing with the KG block. If you come to us, region by region, categorization of basic school interventions. This is where I am. You come to Ashanti, KG block, 33. You come to 3-unit classroom block, Ashanti, 23. You come to 6-unit classroom block, Ashanti, 124. Then we come to rehabilitation, 10. Toilet block, 31. Fence wall, 1. Then recreational facility, 1. Totaling 224.
Yes.
Good. It goes on and on. Bro, and half, we're giving you region by region. I am saying that per their green book or any other document that they have, they cannot tell you region by region per the category we are talking about.
They've done that in the book.
Oh, come on.
It's in there.
That is not exactly what they do.
So you can have a copy of the book.
Let me, but it came up in
done, if you would allow me a minute. You see, we've done even more than that. We have not just.
Don't generalize, because you see,
hold on, Felix. He has about 30 seconds to wrap so that you can ask a question. Yes.
So if you come, we are talking, this is the basic schools. And then we have provided specifics. The specifics on this. Now you are saying that you are not talking about social intervention. If you do infrastructure, to what do you use infrastructure to support? That is the debate he doesn't want to get.
You have invited them into an infrastructure debate.
That is what I am saying.
And that that's what we should be having.
Hold on, that's what we're doing. You do infrastructure to support and to sustain an intervention program. And I am saying that all these infrastructure we have done, they were done for the purposes of supporting the interventions that we have made.
Okay.
Now, specifically, we have invited them to provide the numbers. We have thrown our numbers out. They are advertised on our website. Pick yours. Are yours on a website too? You are carrying a green book. Then you say that, you have 5,000. 5,000 of what? Let them provide the 5,000 to you. Let us go to the Ministry of Education. Let us do the fact check. You join FM, you can check it. Okay. Because in my own constituency, you said that you were constructing a day secondary school at Atetu. Go to Atetu today. Ask whether or not even a sod was cut.
Okay.
In terms of drainage, you said that the Ntekruform drainage facility, there was construction ongoing.
Please hold on.
There was nothing.
Hold on. We need to go for a short break. We'll go for a final break. We'll come back. And I'll give you a chance, Felix, to respond.
I don't want to give Felix a chance to run his answer.
Hold on, gentlemen. We need to go for a short break. We'll be right back.
Oh, FC Frebium, or Bekasasa, me and transform no so Besha say we Rock GHO. Hello, FC.
Me wo fella ma what it. What can me cousin Adam from Yakuma Kitwa Bema no? What kind of crime no?
Fella no betimi atwen kakra. Me and transform we Rock GH na chase.
Me say crime no nyim ntafo na me say. Hello? Hey, Ama. Hello, minim pasa ho me TV in the sound.
Ago Ghana man, say the Rock see aba be Rock GHO. Let's say yes idea for drama, action, the comedy camera braba who next step ankasa. Rock GHO exclusive for DSTV channel 164, Nebo TV channel 118. Ghana ne Africa content feel for bema when agide biara. Na so when he cheche mu biara nso a for dstvrafrica.com and nasa gotvafrica.com. Rock GH Jiweni.
Every day, thousands of men, women, and children all over Ghana need blood transfusion to live again, and you can do something to help.
My name is Kenneth Ashigbe. I am a member of the Ghana Blood Foundation. If indeed blood cannot be manufactured, if blood will be available for someone to live, would be available for you to live, it means someone else decided to donate it. Save blood saves life. So I encourage you to give blood on a regular basis, between 2 or 3 times in a year, and make the world a healthier place to live in.
Contact the National Blood Service on 0277 501 010 for further inquiries. Save blood saves lives.
At a cost of 15 pesos per message, subscribe and text JF to 8787 to receive SMS news alerts, business, sports and entertainment updates from Joy FM, My Joy Online, and Joy News, your most credible news source.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
All right, so welcome back from that short break, and thank you so much for staying with us. It's 12 minutes to 10, but MTN understands that the best things in life should be easy to enjoy, and that's why it's now extra simple to buy your preferred data bundles on *138# on MTN. You can now purchase all your data bundles via a simpler menu on *138# and bundle away at your own convenience. So go on and enjoy the simpler, easier, and more convenient way of buying data that does not expire on MTN. MTN, we day for you everywhere you go. But you know they come in different shapes and names, and you've seen the rest, but now we bring you the best because Kingdom Books and Stationery, your trusted partner, has taken delivery of high-quality medical-grade infrared forward thermometer, that's temperature guns, for sale to the public. And features include precise non-contact measurements, automatic data hold or auto power off, backlight LCD display and set alarm value, and many more. For bulk purchase, contact Kingdom Books and Stationery on 050-140-1050, 0244-311-955. And text messages on the Super Morning Show is brought to you by Glyco Critical Illness Plan. GSIP. GSIP is in your best interest to survive, and GCB Bank, your bank for life. But of course, even as we're faced with COVID-19, it's important that we avoid touching our face because you can get the virus on your hands from touching surfaces like doorknob, laptops, and cell phones. And also avoid touching your mouth, nose, and eyes or biting your fingernails to prevent the virus from getting into your body. And do not shake hands or hug people for now. And do not share personal items. Cover your mouth and nose when you cough and sneeze. And the COVID tips is brought to you by Petrosol Clean Fuel in full quantity. Right, so let's continue. Felix, I'm getting to you now.
No, I needed to conclude.
Yes, you need to. Yes,
just he mentioned water and sanitation. So by way of summary, specifically, boreholes with hand pumps completed 812, ongoing 1,298. KVIP latrines and other toilet facilities 101 completed, 26 ongoing. Mechanized boreholes, mechanized water systems, solar powered small water systems 476, ongoing 807. Then other water supply and sanitation systems, i.e. pollutant storage, harvesting, etc. facilities 16, ongoing 6. Then town and small town water systems 32 completed, 28 ongoing. Water extension 64, 57 ongoing, 64 completed. Now I am saying that this is known, it's been put out there. If you go to the ministry's website, if you check the document that was presented at page 28, you'll find this. So this is a grand total: 1,878 completed, 3,627. By way of example, I am again challenging them. Give us your document, whether under MELS or Mahama, for us to use as a basis for comparison. Simple as that. And let us pin it to specifics, because look, the challenge we threw was with the effect. So now look, you cannot compare your 8 years to the intervention we have made. Okay? You didn't go through COVID. You didn't experience COVID.
Let me
you didn't have the situation where you have to even intervene in the electricity and water sector to provide relief.
Hold on, Honorable Marking. We need to talk about the mineral royalty agreement. So, Felix, you have...
well, it is obvious that my friend is simply not prepared to engage in a infrastructure debate. That's why he's hobbling all over the place.
Rather,
you recall this Argentine player, Gentili, who was detailed to Mark Maradona in 1986, during the 1986 World Cup. No, it's actually an Italian player.
An Italian player, yes.
Yeah.
You see that? You see?
Claudio Gentili.
You see?
To Mark Maradona.
You see?
And you know his strategy.
No.
His strategy was to foul Maradona every time he touched the ball. When he was asked why he deployed that strategy, he said that was the only way he could get out of the match. That's exactly what.
That was the only way he could get out of the match.
We have not just aggregated projects. He is even talking about regional breakdowns. So Ashanti, 32 projects. Central, 14. We have actually published fully the exact name of the school where the project is taking place. So I'll give you a random example. So
no, we are not interested. You see, this is where
hold on, honorable marking. Yes, Felix, go ahead.
We've published the full list of schools. You yourself ascertained it. You verified the facts, and I'm telling you that we don't just do regional aggregates as he is requesting. We have actually gone a bit further to name the specific school. So I'll give you a random example. So you have what do you call it? There's a place at Amfuega Bume, or it's called Amfuega Bume EP Primary School. It's in Pando. So construction of 6 new classroom block, office, store, and ancillary facilities completed. So we give an update. We give you the specific place where the school is located. And Afenyo is insisting that we should still provide an update when we have done it already. He probably was unaware that we've done it. Again, every single project that is done by an agency. So even this one that I'm talking to you about, it is done by the Ministry of Education. Some of them are financed through Get Fund. Others too are financed through donor support. So they have a full list of everything they've done. Indeed, it's not the first time that we've published a full list.
Yes, but in 1 minute, because we need to be wrapping up. But I invite you also to do a value for money audit.
Again, there's no basis for that. It's completely,
really?
Yes, it is completely false for Dr. Bamia to claim that because the Kwame Nkrumah interchange cost a certain amount, all other interchanges, when you put them together, must cost that same amount. With the greatest of respect to the Vice President, it does not make sense. Nobody does that. Listen, I cited the example of an S-class.
You may disagree. Doesn't make sense. You may disagree. Say you disagree.
It's not that I disagree. It's with the greatest respect to me, it does not make sense. You see, Winston, if you have an S-class today, some of them can cost as much as $150,000. One. If you line up 4 Toyota Corolla vehicles and you add up their price, it will not add up to $150,000. So it doesn't mean that if you went to buy an S-Class for $150,000, you've engaged in any wrongdoing or there was no value for money. It is simply the case that it is a superior car with superior specifications.
But the second interchange is what? A 3-tier interchange?
Now, let me, you see again, one of the things that Dr. Bamia uses to confuse people, he says, oh, it's a 4-tier interchange. The fact that it is a 4-tier interchange doesn't necessarily make it bigger than a 3-tier interchange. In other words, there is a 4-bedroom house that is bigger than a 5-bedroom house.
Okay.
Depending on where it is built, depending on the design. So let me give you a breakdown.
In 1 minute.
What you should have done was simply go for the scope of works. Let me give you the scope of works for the, what do you call it, Kwame Nkrumah interchange. Indeed, what we call the Kwame Nkrumah interchange, actually, it's actually 2 projects fused together. There are 2 bridges called the Akatanoma Bridge and the Nsawam Bridge, which form the Kwame Nkrumah interchange. And then there is the Ring Road flyover, which comes together with ancillary works. Ancillary works means that after the the flyover is constructed, they do other works in the vicinity to make it complete.
Well,
you don't have the same specifications in all the projects, so you cannot compare them.
Felix, all right.
That's the point that I seek to make. So it's unfortunate that we don't have time. But
running
Dr.
out.
Bamia, let me mislead the public on that particular story.
Honorable Afenyo Marking, so briefly, maybe you could use your final moment to talk about the Ejapa Mineral Royalty Agreement.
Well, first of all, as a country, we receive royalties from these mining companies. These funds are paid into an account. 85% goes to government. 15%, goes to the chiefs and other agencies and all that. What government is doing now is that, look, these companies, upon getting their license, they use their reserves to capitalize and also get listed on the International Stock Exchange, Australia Stock Exchange, New York Stock Exchange, etc., etc., in anticipation of the wealth they have gotten. Now, we would wait until they sell, pay us, and all that. What government is doing? Setting up the Minerals Royalties Investment Fund, get a special purpose vehicle, which will be listed on the International Stock Exchange, so that we can raise funds, with our royalties. Now, this does not become part of public debt, and that the company that is being registered as a special purpose vehicle is not owned by a private person. It is owned by the state until it goes to the stock market, where people will subscribe to shares. Okay, and even so, the maximum is 49%. The state will still retain up to 51%. So it's not going to even dilute all the shares. Now, for somebody to say that, oh, they had a name Asase, and it changed to a Japan, meaning that some individuals were behind it, or some individuals are using the state to amass wealth, is misleading, because if you go to Registrar General,
yes,
the name Asase, there are about 21 companies.
So this special purpose vehicle,
yes.
Now, this is a JAPA deal. I mean, quick question. So if they are able to raise those funds and they list on the stock exchange,
the London Stock Exchange,
what would be their benefit? What would be their,
the special purpose vehicle
benefit
that
all of this?
That company is owned wholly by the minerals, by MIF. Yes. The company is owned by MIF. It's not owned by anybody. It's the state that owns it. So we shouldn't allow anybody to mislead us by saying that the SPV is being undertaken by some individuals. No. Rather, it is when they get listed that people subscribe, like owning shares, buying shares, that would lead to some dilution, and then individuals will get in. But as it is today, for anybody to say that it is an individual who owns this SPV is completely false. That is not the case.
We have to get back to that conversation.
No, we have to, because
yes, because there are lots of questions that have, but unfortunately,
it is important.
Our time is up. Our time is up.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
except that I would say that there is simply too much opacity in this deal, and it gives fertile ground for the corruption that the government is known for.
Oh, come on. On that note, thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you very much, Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Marking. Thank you very much, Phyllis Kwashufo. It's your birthday, Nancy Abrokwa, from your children, Willie and Alex, to you. Enjoy your day. My name is Winston Amo. Up next is the news at 10. A big thank you to Samir Dami and the rest of the team, Victor Brachi, K Fresh, and Dennis the Fairboy, and DJ Wobeti.